On Osrc News at 7, newly elected 18 local government chairmen set for inauguration Monday. Federal government eyes 800 billion naira in highway toll revenue. Nigeria calls for increased healthcare funding in Africa. And from the foreign scene, African leaders demand colonial-era repatriations. Good evening, this is Osrc News at 7. I am Sahid Arubisala. Ondo State Governor Lucky Ayedatiwa will on Monday swear in the newly elected local government chairman and their vice chairman. The swearing, which will hold at the International Center for Culture and Events, the Dome in Accra, is expected to attract political stakeholders. Candidates of All Progressives Congress won all chairmanship seats of the 18 local government areas of the state and the 203 councillorship seats in the January 18 local government election. The Ondo State Independent Electoral Commission had on January 20 presented certificates of return to the chairman and their vice, while the 203 councillors-elect received theirs on January 22nd. Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu has called for sustainable health financing mechanisms that will ensure efficient resource mobilization and utilization to strengthen Africa's healthcare systems. Speaking in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, on the sidelines of the 38th African Union Summit, the First Lady stressed that Africa's economic and social stability hinge on a robust healthcare system that guarantees access to essential medical services for millions across the continent. Mrs. Tinubu underscored the importance of national health budgets, calling on governments to uphold their commitments under the Abuja Declaration, which mandates that at least 15% of national budgets are allocated to healthcare. Sharing Nigeria's perspective, Tinubu emphasized that a healthy continent is a wealthy continent and urged African nations to take decisive action in bridging healthcare funding gaps. The high-level meeting, convened by Rwanda President Paul Kagame, brought together African leaders, donor agencies, and funding partners to discuss homegrown solutions to Africa's healthcare challenges, particularly in light of impending funding gaps due to recent U.S. policy changes. The federal government, in partnership with the Exim Bank of China, is targeting a toll collection of 814.08 billion naira on the Abuja-Lafia-Kefi-Mercado Highway to repay the $542 million loan for the construction of the road. The Minister of Works, David Umahi, while inspecting the Kaduna section of the Abuja-Kaduna-Kano carriageway, which is currently under construction, explained that only completed roads within the geopolitical zones that fall to the economic corridors will be tolled. The federal government earlier announced a plan to build toll gates on only 5,050 kilometers of dual carriageways out of the 35,000 kilometers of federal roads nationwide. This decision was taken after the Federal Executive Council approved the reintroduction of toll gates on federal highways as far back as 2021. Well, reactions to the federal government move after a long absence, toll gates are set to make a return on more federal highways across Nigeria. The federal government has confirmed plans to reintroduce tolls, a move that was announced by the Minister of Works, Dave Umahi. And this development has sparked mixed reactions from Nigerians, with some supporting the initiative and others questioning the timing. The details is presented in this report.
The government's latest move to bring back toll gates on more of Nigeria's federal highways, according to Minister of Works Dave Umahi, is part of a broader plan to boost infrastructure funding and improve road maintenance. Before toll gates were scrapped in 2003, They were a common sight on major highways across the country. They were initially introduced in the early 1970s as a way to generate funds for road maintenance and infrastructure development. However, the toll system was discontinued in 2003 by then President Olusegun Obasanjo, citing issues of inefficiency, corruption, and the improper allocation of toll revenues. In the past, toll gates were a source of revenue for road maintenance, but over time, Nigerians expressed concerns about the transparency of toll collection and the lack of visible improvements to the roads. Additionally, many complained about the inconveniences and delays caused by the toll booths, especially during peak travel times. Now, as the government moves to reintroduce toll gates, the rationale for some Nigerians seems to be centered on ensuring that funds generated are directly allocated to improving road conditions. The reintroduction of toll gates has stirred up conversations, with some feeling hopeful for better roads and job creation.
If the money that is going to be generated through the toll gates, I believe it's going to be used to they are going to utilize it on our major roads in Nigeria, especially the federal roads. So I believe it's a welcome development for those two reasons.